بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. In many hadiths, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he has explained great virtue for certain a'mal. For example, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says that Surah Al-Ikhlas, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ تَعْدِلُ ثُلُثَ الْقُرْآنِ. And one of the interpretations of this is that if you read قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ at once, you get the reward of reciting the Quran, a third of the Quran. And then you have others, إِذَا زُلْزِلَتْ رُبُعُ الْقُرْآنِ. Then you have the adhkar, if you read this dhikr, and it's this much reward. Many of these things. You have also that person, if you sit, you perform Fajr Salah with Jama'ah. After Fajr Salah, you sit in the masjid. You remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until the sun rises. You perform 2 rakats or 4 rakats. This is equivalent to a hajj. And, well, there's different words, but I'm giving the translation based on one interpretation, equal to a hajj and an umrah. So what he's mentioning here is that all of these things where you find multiple reward is a targheeb for us to perform these a'mal. It does not mean there's no need for any other amal. Because if you say, okay, I sat in the masjid from Fajr to the sun rising, shuruq. Now I've got this much reward. I don't need to read Quran, no more dhikr, no more nawafil. I've got enough reward for the day, hajj and umrah in one day. So that's not what the maqsood of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is. And he gives an example. He says, people are in hospital, la qadar Allah, not take any of us there, but you have people are in drips. So then in those drip bags, they have certain amount of nutrients and energy and calories, which gives enough energy in the body that they don't die of hunger. But even after that, you're still not the same. So even though those drips give you something, it helps you going. It gives something in your body, but it's not the same as food. So it goes, take similar example to these a'mal, that it will give you a boost, but it's not going to suffice from proper food. So the proper food is all of the a'mal. You have to have a bit of Quran, dhikr, nawafil, khidmah of the people, dua. So all of the a'mal we need to carry out. It doesn't mean that, okay, just do this one, you find one amal, you got a lot of virtues, you do that and not do anything else. The whole maqsood is you have a balanced approach. But the Prophet ﷺ mentions these a'mal, that do this amal. This has lots of virtue, many a'mal, number one. And number two is, there are 2 types of people. Some people are like me, lazy, don't do anything, not for them. And there's some people who are very enthusiastic. And sometimes there are many ahadith, many virtues of Quran, tilawah, of adhkar. Now, it's possible, but it's normally in a normal function to start off with all of these. Like you read, 20 fadila in one day. You start doing all, you're not going to manage it. You're going to burn out. You understand? So what you need to do is, you need to either yourself have enough intelligence, you have enough experience, or you sit with somebody who's elder, one of your mentor, somebody, and say, okay, look, this is what I do, my daily practices are. So, okay, look, this is what I do, according to your free time, your work, your other commitments. Because if you try to do every single one of the things that the virtue mentioned for, you end up about 3 hours just doing the tilawah, the dhikr. So you need to do the dhikr, but you say, after Fajr, I've got 10 minutes. So if it's 10 minutes, what's the most beneficial 10 minutes? Before I go to sleep, I've got 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, you can do 10 minutes of this amal. Yes? So sometimes Hazrat Thani Rahmatullah goes that if a person, he himself tries to do everything himself, or he got a sheikh or a mentor who's not experienced, he'll make it into majmu'atul wadha'if. All these praying wazifas the whole day, like all these different. And it's not, our goal is not just to be just holding a tasbih or holding our hands. Yes, sometimes in Ramadan you do extra ibadah, you go for hajj, you go for umrah, so you exert yourself a lot more. But our goal is ultimately to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes about by doing the fara'id, abstaining from haram, and also carrying out nawafil. But in there you have to have a moderation, you have family rights to fulfill, you have children, you have work. So we need to have understanding of, okay, many things have virtues. Now which one can I, so the Prophet has not said this, that's what Shaykh Nusab rahmatullah alayhi, even in the ad'iyah and adhkar, he said that the tanawwu' nafa isti'ab. And he quotes from Ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn Kathir rahmatullah alayhima, that the Prophet has never told one sahabi every single, like all these adhkar, see one sahabi narrating all of them. So one sahabi narrates this, one sahabi narrates this, one sahabi narrates this, meaning it's tanawwu'. What does nawwu' mean? So type, no? You're like, Ramadan's holiday month, so give us a break, Ramadan. So nawwu' means a type, means tanawwu', different types. Okay, you can read this if you want, you can read this if you want, you can read this if you want. So you have a choice of a variety of ibadat, and a variety of adhkar, variety of a'mal to do. And yes, if you can build up slowly and get to many of them, brilliant, nur ala nur. But sometimes the mubtadi person is beginning trying to do more ibadah, trying to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they overburden themselves. and after a while, sometimes they burn out and they just leave everything, or sometimes it has an effect on them. Hakim Akhtar Sahib rahmatullah used to be like very particular. He used to say, don't do too much, stop too much. You're going to get depressed, you're going to get blood pressure, you're going to have mentally, like, you're going to get mentally problems. Stop. Not to everybody, to some people. He would tell them seriously. Like for example, I mentioned before as well, one person was saying that one person he banned from tahajjud, don't pray for tahajjud. Because he used to wake up too early. He said you need to have 6 hours, before 6 hours, don't wake up. It's not for everybody. He said like, it depends on case by case scenario. But that person was overdoing it. So he said, aapko ijazah bilkul nahi. Don't pray tahajjud. Because you're waking up too early, you're going to get sick, you're waking up too early, you got to go to work, you're getting tired. It's not for you. So again, I'm not saying don't do this amal. I'm saying for people like me, we're lazy. So whatever you can do, we can do. Yeah? Me, you, Ahmad, we're the same boat. We don't do anything, we're lazy people. So it's not for us. We have to do whatever we can. Whenever any thoughts come to our mind, we have to do our ibadah. But people who are very, very enthusiastic, then make sure you have a mentor, you have somebody who you can take guidance from, or you yourself balance off and think, okay, what can I do? And you overexert yourself. The Prophet ﷺ said, قَارِبُوا وَسَدِّدُوا. Take it easy. You're never going to get all the way there. Take it easy. Once the Prophet ﷺ, he saw there was a rope hanging in the masjid or outside the masjid. So he said, what's this? So he said, one of the women, one of the Prophet's daughters, she prepared tahajjud salah. And when she's feeling sleepy, she's holding on to it. So he said, why are you doing that for? Go to sleep. Yes, go to sleep. If you're feeling sleepy, go to sleep. It comes in a hadith we done in Mishkat this morning or yesterday, that read the Quran as long as your heart's in the Quran. If you get tired, put it away and go to sleep. You don't have to again, if it's me and you again, we always feel sleepy, we always feel lazy. So we have to force ourselves a bit. Because if you say, we went too ayat, you feel sleepy. So no, you need to force yourself. But if you read a good set during the day, you read your ma'amul, you read maybe in Ramadan, 2 juz, 3 juz, 4 juz, 5 juz, 10 juz, 15 juz, whatever your ma'amul is in Ramadan, and you're feeling a bit tired, okay, go to sleep. It's better to, that's why I mentioned this before as well, that Mawlana Yaqub Nadawati rahmatullah used to say, that you stop doing, you do the ibadah, and you stop when you still feel like doing a bit more. Don't burn yourself out, like exert all the effort and I don't feel like doing anymore. Because you want to come back to it again. You do your ibadah, but you say, okay, I've done half an hour I had planned, I've done 27 minutes and I stop now. Because there's a bit more left in the tank. So when you come back fresh. Do you understand? So again, in your, so the 2,000 people like me and him, we need to push ourselves. But those who are some are very zealous and have a lot of energy and want a lot, make sure you don't overdo yourself. In Ramadan and also out of Ramadan, a balanced approach. And what happens, in the long run, when you have a balanced approach, you get much more done. No? Let's say, for example, after Ramadan. So you say, oh, Ramadan came and I want to change my life, I want to get Quran in my life, and dhikr in my life. And for one day you read, okay, in Ramadan I was reading 5 juz. So after Ramadan, you try to do 5 juz again. You do 5 juz the first day. Ramadan is special, isn't it? So let's say, for example, you went out, you had 5. So you try and do 5 after Ramadan. You do one day, lucky second day. What's going to happen? You'll stop. And most you'll get done is what? 5, 10. And then you just get tired and leave it. So 12 juz. And instead of that, person say, okay, in Ramadan I boosted myself. I got to 5, maybe got to 10, whatever. But now, after Ramadan, I'm going to do 1 a day. 2, depending on whatever. Again, this is not for everybody. Different people got different circumstances. Instead, he said, every day I'm going to read 1 juz. Or every day, I'm going to read half a juz, depending on his circumstances. Now, that person in 1 month, how much is he getting then? 30 juz or 15 juz. And that person, first day, read 5 and 7, and 2 days, he's burnt out. So you never get 15 juz. And that person, all throughout the whole year, 15 juz every month, whole year he gets 6 khatams then. Other person gets 12 khatams then. Do you understand? So what you need to do is, in the long run, when you plan and you take something that you can take on, the Prophet said, ma alaykum mimma tutiqun. Hold fast to that amount of a'mal that you can manage. Yes? Ma anzalna alayka al-Qur'an litashqa. The Quran never came to put you into mashaqqa and burden and hardship and difficulty. It's supposed to be like, you enjoy. This is I'm speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm reading the Quran, I'm doing dhikr. So these are things, obviously we have to be lazy, we have to push ourselves sometimes, but it's not like, it's like a nightmare for you don't want to do it. You have to encourage yourself and balance yourself. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us ability to act upon this. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Make sure your last name doesn't come out one day, because Ahmad is a common name, isn't it? If your last name comes out one day by mistake, nobody knows who you are. So Ahmad is like nobody knows who Ahmad is. It's me and you.